Tartan Tornado, man. Not only is he still running around wild, taking names, doing what he does best. Not only is he still undefeated, but he is now undisputed. All right. There ain't no disputing it. That is the king of the junior welterweights right there. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the guy I predicted, all right? And this was a tough one. It really was. I got to be honest. This was 50-50 going down the middle. But Josh Taylor defeated Jose Ramirez to become the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. Okay. And he's only the sixth undisputed champion in the four-belt era. Okay. So, you know what, Nate? Let's talk about it, okay? Because this was a very good fight. This fight, I think, is fight of the year right here so far. All right. But let's talk about it, Nate. All right. Ramirez, he landed 134 out of 582, which is a percentage of 22.9. Taylor landed 145 out of 530. That is a percentage of 27.4. So overall, they did a good job. But let me tell you something, man, all right? Both fighters fought with heart, and I can't take nothing away from either of them, especially Ramirez. Ramirez, there were times in that fight where he rocked Taylor, all right? And he had Taylor hurt. But let me tell you something. Taylor, being the man that he is, he knows how to do stuff. He knows what it takes to win a fight. Simple as that. And let me tell you something, Nate. Those two knockdowns by Josh Taylor have got to be the most perfectly placed knockdowns I think I've seen. Perfectly. The first one, he just moves his head. Ramirez does a little miss. Boom, come back with the hook. Ramirez is on the ground. Simple as that. Okay? That was a beautiful knockdown. The way he moved his head, came down, came back up, hooked. Beautiful. All right. And then the second knockdown, this one I think was the smartest. Okay. So when you see guys that are tangled up in boxing, right, you'll see the ref and he'll like break them up, and then he'll put them back together. But the problem is with that, when the ref breaks it up, it's taking away time. Okay. The time's still running as you're breaking them up. Josh Taylor knew that. He said, fine. He was good. He was, it looked to me like what he did was he waited for the ref to kind of waited for the ref to approach him. And then as the ref was approaching him, he broke them up themselves, and he just landed a perfect uppercut, dude. Jose Ramirez didn't even see it coming, Nate. Okay, they were together. Josh Taylor pushed him off of him. Boom. Uppercut came. Jose's on the ground. But let me tell you something, man. Jose Ramirez, that dude's got heart. He got knocked down twice with perfectly clean hits. This man got back up and continued fighting. And not only fought, he fought a good fight, Nate. You could argue that I think he won like the last 2 out of 3 rounds. You could argue it. All right. Let me tell you something, Nate. I think personally, I would have had Taylor up a little more rounds than what the judges had it. But overall, Josh Taylor did a great job. Okay, he did a great job. Okay, he stayed in the fight. His counter punches were really, really working, Nate. And overall, Josh Taylor, that's the guy right there. That is the new king of the junior welterweights. Now, I know the next thing is like, what's next for Josh Taylor? Okay, he's the undisputed champion. Honestly, Nate, he could fight Cepeda, but I don't think Cepeda is ready for him. He could have that rematch with Regis Prograis, but I don't think that's really necessary. Personally, I think there's 2 options here that Josh Taylor could do. He could give Jose Ramirez the rematch and put all the belts on the line, or Josh Taylor could go up to welterweight. I think those are 2 logical explanations. He stays at junior welterweight, gives Jose Ramirez his rematch, proves that he is the true king of these junior welterweights. He could do that, or he could go up a weight class and fight the welterweights. Because let me tell you something, those welterweights, those are some bad boys right there, Nate. Okay, we talking about Errol Spence Jr. We're talking about Terrence Crawford. We're talking about our boy Manny Pacquiao. We're talking about Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Kell Brook. You name it, the welterweight division has it, Nate. That division ain't playing around. We're talking about you guys. These guys, these welterweights are mean. They are bad, Nate. So Josh Taylor, I think he could enter himself in that division and start fighting some welterweights, Nate. I do think that I don't think it'll really be too much trouble for him. I really would like to see what he does against a guy like Errol Spence or what he does against a guy like Terrence Crawford, because those guys are obviously great fighters, and I really do want to see what happens. But he is the undisputed junior welterweight champion as of now. Again, there aren't really a lot of guys I can see Josh Taylor fighting besides giving Jose Ramirez that rematch. But I mean, hey, only time will tell. As of now, Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado, is still running wild. Is still taking names as he goes, just adding the collection into his tornado and just blowing them away. And with that being said, I just got to say congratulations to Josh Taylor. As for Jose Ramirez, you got to get back to the drawing board, learn what you did wrong, and capitalize on that. I think Jose Ramirez is a great boxer, Nate. I really do. The knockdowns were perfectly placed, and he was still a fighter, man. He got back up and he still fought. And I'm gonna be honest, it looked like after the second knockdown, he was kind of disoriented, but he gained it back and he just fought through. That's what fighters do in boxing. My favorite quote of all time, it's even on my wallpaper, Nate, and it's from Rocky. He said, "It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." And I think that's just the key, not only in boxing, but in life. And I think Jose Ramirez has that. He got hit with some hard hits, came back, and he still fought. And that's what you got to do in life. Simple as that. That's what you got to do in life. But with that being said, I do wish Jose Ramirez the best of luck in whatever's next for him. As for Josh Taylor, again, congratulations on being undisputed. Again, making history. Only he became the 6th champion to do that in the 4-belt era. So I got to give him a lot of credit there. And we'll see what's next for Josh Taylor. I'm really interested.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Josh Taylor on being undisputed. Best of luck to Jose Ramirez. This was an absolutely amazing fight, and I watched it to the end, Mario. And I gotta say, I was entertained. I really was. Both of these guys were coming at each other, and it was very interesting. I will say this though: round one, Jose Ramirez looked like he was slacking a little bit. He didn't really hit that many of his punches, but then as the fight went on, he put his foot on the gas and he did not let off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
did Ramirez win the first round. I thought it was 1-0 Jose. I thought he did a decent job in that first round. But the first round, it's the first round's never really, or most likely it's not really fireworks. The first round,
right.
guys feeling each other out. And I feel like that's what Jose Ramirez, I think, won the first round. And then I think but they had Taylor winning that first round, which I thought was weird. But again, everybody judges it differently. But a lot of the judges had Taylor and then Ramirez for the next 3, which I thought was weird. But again, all the judges scored differently. I had it opposite. I had Ramirez first, and then I had Ramirez, Taylor, Ramirez, and I think I had it even and through like the 5 rounds, and then 6, 7, it was going towards Taylor.
Right, and yeah, overall, Mario, aside from that first round, he did a really good job, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win. But you're absolutely right, Mario. He stayed in that game, especially when he got knocked down. Those are some of the nicest clips I think I've ever seen, dude. That had me going nuts, and I was like, this dude really about to get back up. And he got up and he fought with heart. And I gotta give him a lot of credit for that, As for Josh Taylor, again, same thing. He did an absolutely amazing job. It was almost even, Mario.
Right. And
Josh Taylor barely beat Jose Ramirez. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Mario. I really do think Josh Taylor, should face Jose Ramirez again. I want to see another fight.
I want to see it again.
I want to see it again.
His first fight was amazing, and not only that, but Taylor also needed those. He also needed those 2 knockdowns. And I want to correct myself. I got my counting mixed up. I said Taylor won 116 to 114. It was 114, 112. So I just want to correct myself right there. Taylor won 114 to 112 on all three judges' scorecards, so it was unanimous. But I want to see this fight again, Nate. I really do. This was a very entertaining fight.
This was
I think this is fight of the year.
Absolutely. This was an absolutely amazing fight. Both fighters did an incredible job. I got no complaints here. This was an incredible fight. And I look at both fighters, Mario. Both very rarely did anything wrong. They were doing the right things. It was just coming down to who was going to be the better fighter. And obviously Josh Taylor was the better fighter at the end, and that's how he won. So you know what? Congratulations to Josh Taylor on being undisputed. As for Jose Ramirez, again, like you said, you got to go back to the drawing board, see what you did wrong, which was very minimal. I'll be honest, there really wasn't a lot that both fighters did wrong, but there is still some flaws that there are in there that we even probably missed. So I do wish him the best of luck with that. I do want to see this fight again. I really do, because this was an amazing fight, and I'd love to see it again. Hopefully, Jose Ramirez can get his revenge, but who knows? You never know what can happen. So
wow, so you turned into a Jose Ramirez fan. Hopefully,
I don't know. I'm not. Hey, look. Oh, you never know, man. You never know. You just never know what can happen. But look. Best of luck to both fighters moving forward. Again, great fight by both of them. Congratulations to Josh Taylor. Best of luck to you, Jose Ramirez. And we'll see what happens as time goes on.